They live the extended travel lifestyle. It wasn't always this way. She started, humble beginnings, right? We all have. But this young lady is a tried and true student. The reason I really respect her more than anything is she has a continual growth mindset, and she's always a student. The best people I've ever seen succeed online are always students. Wouldn't you love to know how she did it? Welcome to Digital Genius Radio, the #1 podcast focused on guiding you to becoming a certified digital genius. We believe you can have it all by mastering social media paid advertising. We spent the last 3 years studying the most brilliant marketers today and applying their techniques. We've broken free of the 9-to-5 and successfully built a 7-figure online certification platform. From working with hundreds of clients, we found that most are overwhelmed or scared to actually dive into paid advertising. And this podcast is here to give you the cheat codes so you can flourish with your social media channels. Join us and follow along as we continue to learn, apply, and share proven strategies, as well as give you the insights on how to win online with social media paid advertising. And now, here's your hosts, Chris Baden and Sean Malone. And so Ashley Krooks is here tonight. She's going to share her story, and I'm going to pick at her a little bit. Guys, if you have a question that you want to ask Ashley Krooks, a 7-figure earner that's doing exactly the thing that you're doing, like, now is the time. So Ashley, I'm so excited to have you here to hear your story. Come share it.
Awesome. Thanks, Sean. So like you said, definitely chime in and ask me questions. I'll just kind of share my story in the meantime, but happy to answer anything that you guys have for me. But yeah, I started this business a little over 2 years ago now. And when I started, it was things were a lot different. I would say, you guys, there's like so many more tools now. It's insane. Everything that's provided for you. So it's a really, really amazing time to get started now. But when I started, I had worked in corporate America, and I kind of did exactly, everything that you were supposed to do in life. Like, I went to college, I went to a really good college, got good grades, and then climbed the corporate ladder, but for me, corporate life was never that awesome. I literally got laid off of like 3 of my jobs. And so as much as like I thought I was putting in, I never got what I expected out. Anyways, my last job, due to a vacation day situation, we supposedly had unlimited vacation days. And I asked my boss, my parents booked a trip to South Africa for their 30th anniversary, and I wanted to go. And my boss told me that if I went, I would be fired, even after like offering to work and everything on this trip. So needless to say, I left that job. I knew that I could never be happy working there. And at that point, that was kind of it for me. I had no job left for South Africa, and came home and had no idea what I was going to do. So I really started looking into absolutely everything. I actually started I signed up for a web development course. I started doing yoga instructing. I looked into social media management. I went to a real estate seminar. I dragged Cam to this real estate seminar, ended up spending like $1,000 to go to the next level of that. And then I paid another I ended up spending like $50,000 in total on these real estate seminars for like what they promised me would be coaching and mentorship and everything. And I paid all of this, and then they told me I had like a half an hour once a week with a coach. And so I was super frustrated. But at that exact same time, I came across this. Like, I was literally signing up for any webinar that you saw. And so I came across this and decided to get started with it. Had really no idea what I was getting myself into at all. But yeah, was again trying everything, didn't even know. But at that time, so I was building this while I was doing multiple other things. So with no job, $50,000 in debt, I had to make something work. And I was like determined to do that. And so I was literally, at the same time as I started building this, I was knocking on doors, going door to door with flyers, trying to do real estate. I was, starting to do yoga instructing and taking yoga teacher training. And I was, I was building this amongst other things I was looking into. And I yeah, so when people, like, I understand how people feel when they say they have no money. I was never in debt until like got that real estate thing. So it was pretty terrifying for me. And I basically at that point burned all my boats, which I think is such a key point to my story and to other people who are successful in this business, is you really have to go all in. Like, I knew that there was no way that I was not going to make this work, and I was willing to do whatever it took. So in that time, yeah, again, as I said, I was in a lot of debt. I had no job, so I had to make this work. So I just took the time to really learn everything. I would watch like replays of Train or Die and literally take notes. At that point, like Sean and Chris were literally celebrities to me. I remember watching them on Train or Die and seeing. And, I would go through all the training and I would take all the extra steps. I wouldn't just do the few hours, like you can obviously do a few hours a day, but I would see whatever else I could do to keep learning and just consistently ask questions. I think that is the most important thing. And honestly, I wish people would do more of it. So if you think you're bothering me, you're not, please ask me a million questions because I think that is so key, because you are learning an entirely new skill set. So I just asked a million different questions to really figure everything out. And then started to build. I think what another big turning point for me was like pay attention to advice that you get outside of the community as well, because it's not like, yes, there's so much of a wealth of knowledge in the trainings and with the people in the community, but your friends, your family, other people you interact with also know you really well, and they know what you like and what they like, and most likely you're going to be targeting them too. So it's helpful to know what they like. But someone who I looked up to outside of the community, I was kind of talking to them and I was saying like, oh, I'm having a hard time. I don't know what to do exactly, what to write. At that point, what kind of writing ads was more like, see what other people are doing and literally just make it your own. It was very different. And so that wasn't exactly working for me. And they really said to me, like, think about what you would click on. What would you want to read? What would draw you in? And from that like literally changed everything for me. And I wrote an ad that literally got us like our business just blew up from this ad. Instantly we had like $1 leads and like it just went off because I really took the time to figure out who I was and like my voice and like what I would click on, what would be important to me, and who I really wanted to target, that lifestyle that I really wanted to lead, and was so like true to that. I think like that is such a big piece of it, is really thinking about who you are and what you would love, and then like staying true to that, becoming that person that lives that lifestyle, like Sean was talking about, becoming that best version of yourself. So becoming the best version of yourself that does whatever it is, you're setting out to do. And so at that point, just kind of give you context in with real estate, everything that happened there, we actually had made, our third month is actually when we started to bring in like revenue. It was August. So we started in February, and in August, we actually closed a house with real estate. And we realized we had made $8,000 or $10,000 in July doing this business. And we realized that we would have to put a year of work into this house with putting a ton of money in and getting all these loans and like literally doing all these things and not being able to travel. And we would have made 20 grand within that year. And we had just made $8,000 sitting in our pajamas in our laptops. So at that point, we realized like how insane this business truly is and like all that's possible. And we were just like, okay, screw everything else. Like we are going like full force, like everything, like this is happening. And so from there, I mean, I'm sure all of you know, like absolutely love to travel. And that was really what I wanted out of this business, is to be able to travel and work from anywhere and live that lifestyle. And so we said, that year, Cam was still working his job, our first year doing this business. And we said that, until that first year, we were going to hunker down. We didn't go on any trips. To some people, it might have looked like we traveled more than, I guess, the average person. But for us, it was like nothing. And we said, we were going to do whatever it took to make it work. And I truly did that. Like I ate, slept, and breathed this business because I loved it so much. And because, I wanted to do whatever it took to create that lifestyle and to be able to now travel everywhere. And we really did that for the first almost year and a half of the business, and put in like so much time to do so, and like dedicated everything to learning and consistently learning. Like I love how Sean said that about being an avid learner. That is definitely like one of the main ways I would describe myself. I'm always looking to grow, to better myself, to learn more consistently, because there's always more that you can learn. You know, don't just take what someone tells you, like always go and see what else you can learn and what you can apply. And then, so from last May of last year. At that point, I've had multiple different ads at that time. But May of last year decided, now we feel good about this, we can go travel. And so about a year ago, May 10th, we left and we went to Europe. We were there for 4 months. We did like Europe and the Middle East, and we were traveling, and we were able to run this business while we were doing that. And then we went to Cuba and Mexico, and then for a few months. And then we went to, we spent like a little over 2 months in Asia. And now we leave tomorrow for Australia and Bali, and we're going to be gone until August. So it's just been like a really amazing journey, diving in and like really, truly, sorry about these messages on my, really, truly, like when you set your sights like for this business and and you commit to that fact, and so many other people I'm sure can attest to this, like when you, like people that have quit their jobs, or when they, their mindset changes, like you can truly like do anything with this business, and so much is possible. Like it really can create that life that you want, whatever that means for you. And what I will say that I've learned as well, and I know everyone says this, but like it is so true. Like things will not, like your mindset is the most important part. And literally someone today was like just telling me this, someone who started back in November on my team. They were saying like, they were like, I was so focused on getting a buyer. And then once I actually started embodying the content that I talk about on my page, everything started to fall into place. And she showed me she had like 71 cent leads today. And so it really is just so true, which is so awesome. If you're watching this, but it's just so true. Like it truly is. And I've even learned that like as progressing, like even honestly this year, I can honestly say like since like when I turned 30 in August, and I said like this year I could tell is going to be so much self-growth, and I've already changed so much in starting the business, but I am literally a different person. Like there's so much self-growth and so much stuff that changes within you as you do this business, because you have to better yourself every step of the way to be able to handle the things that you want to take on, or to be able to coach certain people, and to be able to really master this business. So no, like if you're maybe not where you're at, like kind of instead of looking at, okay, well, what are these tactical things I can do? Even Tony Robbins, he said, like I was listening to a podcast of his recently, it's 80% mindset, 20% of the tactical stuff. So think, okay, how can I become a better version of myself? What can I do to, be able to manage an entire team, to be able to deal with all these different personalities, or, handle the busyness of a business, or manage traveling and my business, or whatever it is for you. Like just keep thinking like, how can I better myself? Because literally it is truly, entrepreneurship in general is a whole journey of self-discovery, and it's, there's a lot of exciting things with it. But that's kind of, I guess, the gist of my story. I see there's some questions and whatnot in the chat. So,
oh my God, like that was insane, girl. Thanks for listening to Digital Genius Radio. We'd love it if you could share our podcast with 3 others that you think could get some value from it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And remember, hit that notifications button so we can alert you for each new episode that comes out. You're on your way. You've gained knowledge and you've gotten smarter. You're becoming a certified digital genius. To continue on the right path, go to challenge.digitalgeniusradio.com and prove you have what it takes. Again, that's challenge.digitalgeniusradio.com. Enter your name and email and get started becoming a master of your own destiny.